what's up? Hey YouTuber, Sandra from Beer Circle for another one of my silly reviews. I say silly because this is nothing serious for me, but this is a serious beer. Compliments of Eric Samuelson from Oregon, Base Camp Brewing Company, Intense IPL, Indian Pale Lager, 6.8% ABV, aluminum 22-ounce bomber. Pretty rare in the world of craft beer, from my understanding. This is a pretty cool packaging. I wish I could share any more details on the camera, but it's just really super well done, in my opinion. I mean, there's just all sorts of stuff on there. I don't want to make this review too long. I'm kind of stretching them out to triumph over mountains, waves, wind, and boulder. You need a good base camp. Your base camp helps really your adventurous spirits to conquer the next challenge and make the most of your rest and rejuvenation with your IPL. This copper-colored lager was crafted for the sole purpose of your enjoyment. Sounds good to me. It will climb up the top of your senses, inspiring daydreams of the backcountry. Hoppy aromas of pine and wildflowers team up with prodigious malt character to create one radically delicious brew. Dry hopped and aged on Oregon-grown oak that is freshly milled and toasted, house for uniquely complex and full of flavor lager. What I did not know, this is aged on oak. Awesome. Thank you, Eric Samuelson. Let's try this. Got my trusty bottle opener. I love this thing because this is church key. If you guys know what that is, the old school. I almost want to do it, you know, just pop a hole through it because it's all metal. This is really cool. This is really cool. Check out the lip of this thing. It's like folded over. Not like a can at all. Oh wow. Ho ho. Let's give it a try. I'm gonna do this for now. Wow, this is a rich color. Okay, now we're talking about. Look at this thing. That is amazing. Okay, cool. Let's do it. Base Camp IPL, Intense IPL. Alright, well, follows pretty much the description. In the nose, I would never guess this is a lager, and I don't say that in a bad way, I say that actually in a good way. Hops are really predominant. There's not much of that sulfury kind of pleasant sulfury characteristic of a lager yeast. I don't know what kind of lager yeast this is been brewed with, but once again, with my reviews, I'll do all the research after because I don't like to know too much. I actually read a lot of details on this one. I like to not go blind tasting, but to kind of go with too much expectations to get, in my opinion, the truest of my senses engaged. But again, I read all these descriptions in the back, so that kind of contradicts what I just said. Let's try it. Yeah, again, very light on the nose, like breadiness in the back. It's just very piney, grapefruit, like citrusy aroma to it. Smells delicious. The head is really fluffy, more like the lager, I would say, like that, you know, the frothy, like really tight. I mean, this thing is not going down. Oh, this is just like pretty outrageously fluffy. I almost want to top it off to see how much it holds itself. Oh yeah, oh, look at that. It holds itself. Look at that. I mean, I could probably pour a little harder too, but still. Alright. It's amazing. And the nose. There's something different, tropical into it. I get a little bit of the oak, actually. I almost forgot there was oak in this until I smelled a small. It's just very light, delicate, kind of like oakiness. Oh, cheers. Wow, that's amazing. That is amazing. If you can get this is, by the way, from Portland, Oregon. If you have some connections, if you have a friend like I do that cares about you, and that cares about craft beer, and it cares about promoting it, ask them a bottle of this. Trade with them. Send them something special from your area, wherever that is, and have them send you one of these. I am certain this will travel very well. I don't know. I would doubt that this is, the caps look like those like oxygen, super tight oxygen caps. I don't know if you're home brewer, you know what I'm talking about. There's a certain cap that have a different lining on the inside, and this looks like it's one of those, and I do think this is higher quality seal. Interesting. It seems like they went pretty far with their packaging. Go back to the beer. It's everything you want. First, you get that bitterness, which is not overpowering. It's not. It's hoppy, but hoppy in flavor, aromatics, a lot of oils, that making it very thick. It's actually on the lighter, I hate that word, but it's on the lighter side. There's a crispness about it and a dryness about it that you associate with a lager. But the head on this thing, it's ridiculous. The protein are holding themselves like what? It's just like amazing. The creamy mouthfeel that is the head gives you when you take a first sip, and it just coats. I mean, I have a beard, so but it coats your upper lip, and it just like fills your mouth. But the beer itself, it's not thin, but it's a medium to light body, which is what you want for this style anyway. And so after that bitterness up front, there is kind of like piney hops and grapefruit, just citrus, just your typical, kind of IPA hop thing. There's nothing too crazy. It's a little tropical notes to it, a little tropical notes. And then comes this very subtle imbalance, bready, with slight, toasty. I don't want to say caramel because I don't like that word for an IPA, but it is kind of like a slight, super dry, not sweet caramel. Like it's just really delicate. That's the word, delicate. That like balances with the hops it's perfect harmony. This thing is exciting. I was excited about it. I didn't know why. Now I know why, because this is it's just super, like, it's 6.8%. It's not a session beer, but I mean, I can down this 22 ouncer, which it fools me because it's narrower and it's taller. It makes me feel like it's a smaller quantity, but it is 22 ounces. But I mean, this is perfect. This is like, is it 22? 1 pint and 6 fluid ounces. Actually, I might be wrong on this. I'm European, so I don't really understand all this stuff. I gotta calculate that. I think it's a little bit less than 22. No, it's 22 ounces. Yeah, 1 pint, 6 fluid ounces. It's 22 ounces. It says right here. This is like, I can down this like so easily, and the alcohol is perfect on it. It's really well masked. It's almost 7%, but you can't really taste it. Not that I expect to, but for being a lager, it's got everything like really well integrated. There's a little bit of that oak, more in the aroma than the flavor. But it's like a hint. It's like really well integrated. It's not overpowering. It's not, it doesn't have like overly vanilla, overly rich, kind of like oaky character, but it has like a very delicate oak character. And I think for the style of the beer, I think it's perfectly done. Like the beer is crisp, it's drinkable like nobody's business, but at the same time intense on aromas and hop flavor, and yet it doesn't mask a little bit of breadiness and the lager character of the yeast that pushes the malt forward, which I think lager, the Pilsner yeast strains have that capability of push the malt characters forward, versus maybe, you know, create like esters. They create like a fruitiness that maybe like, you know, interact, which are delicious, but this is not one of those. It's definitely like a crisper, you know, lighter, again, lighter. Well done. Yeah, and maybe when as it warms up a little bit, I get more of that slight sulfur, bready character to it. It's just like it keeps changing. Like it's pretty amazing. Getting a little richer on the mouthfeel. It's interesting. The first sip, like, it feels super rich. And then the middle, it's cleansed. It's like clean, super clean middle. And the finish super dry. The bitterness kind of like hangs on the side of the tongue very gently, and then the finish is super dry and clean, and it's just like breadiness malts, loose like caramel, super dry, super hop juicy forward, and then that a little bit of oak tannins and oak character to it. So anyway, I hope I'm not making this confusing. It's a very surprising beer and a very exciting beer, a very unusual beer, I think. There's a bunch of IPLs right now coming out, but aged on oak chips or oak staves or whatever it was. I forgot. Drop AH on Oregon grown oak that is freshly milled and toasted. So it's just like oak chips. It's interesting. It's very interesting and delicious. And